80% of new agents fail within their first 2 years, and almost 90% fail within their first 5 years. Not because they're lazy, but it's because they don't have the information, they don't have the blueprint, they don't have the secrets. But for you, I'm about to show you how to be part of the small percentage who win and start stacking results fast. In this video, I'm going to give you the guide map on how to win in the game of real estate. So first things first, it always starts with the mindset. Mindset is the biggest, most important thing, because your actions, they directly follow what you believe in yourself. So that being said, you have to realize that this is a business. At the end of the day, this is not a hobby. You cannot treat it as a hobby, because if you treat this career like a hobby, you're not going to be making any money. Everybody's going to be beating you out to get sales. They're going to take all your clients, and it's just going to be a big waste of time. So you have to treat it like a business at the end of the day. And by treating it like a business, you got to know how a business operates and what do businesses look at. You also want to know what are the key habits of top producers. Maybe you don't want to make it like an Amazon or something like that, but you do want your business to follow the model of what a top producer in the market is looking like, because they're the ones making the money, right? So don't reinvent the wheel, just do what they do. And once you've got good at what they do, then you can put your spin on it. Some key habits of top producing real estate agents are always following up, relentless follow-up, daily lead generation or prospecting, and always learning, never coasting or never thinking that they've made it. So let's go back to our first point, which is just relentless follow-up. You may get leads, you may get people that come in, but you always have to follow up with them and see, okay, what are they doing? You know, like, what is their time status in which they're looking to buy or sell their properties? Because some person may tell you that they're looking to purchase next month or next year, and then you check back next month or next year and they already sold or they already purchased. You're like, dang, what's going on? The thing is, people may not tell you the truth. People, that's just how it is in sales. Like, people are just going to say one thing. So you need to have a follow-up system in place in which you're going to be reaching out to these people. You always want to stay top of mind, because there can be situations, there can be circumstances that happen that do force people to make a move sooner in which they expect it. And when they're scrambling, thinking, all right, who's the agent that can help me? You want to be that agent that comes first to their mind. So always make sure that you're following up. Now let's go to our second point, which is daily prospecting or daily reaching out, lead generation. Lead generation, that is what runs your business as a real estate agent. If you're not generating leads, you're not prospecting, I have no idea how you're making money, because you're not having any closings, because you're not having any contracts, you're not having any contracts because you don't have any leads. Now, the great thing is when you're first starting, or I'll say the unfortunate thing is when you're first starting, you're going to have to put in a lot of work to do your lead generation. It's going to take a lot of time, it's going to take a lot of effort, and you're going to get way more no's than yeses. But the great news is it gets better. All you have to do is just be patient, because the reason why it takes so long at first is because you're not good, and you're not good yet because you haven't done the work. But as you start to get good, you start to get better, you start to get more skill, you learn how to deal with objections and things like that, it just becomes easier. So those no's, they turn into maybes. Those maybes, they'll turn into yeses. And also too, because you have a big proof of concept around you, because you've already closed a multitude of deals. We're talking about you after you've been doing this for some while, you've already closed a multitude of deals. Now people will come directly to you, where you don't have to go hunting out for people, and they'll reach out to you, whether it's social media, whether it's referrals, whether it's, people may come right up to your office looking for you. These are all ways in which you can lead generate yourself also. So going to our third point of the key traits of a top producing real estate agent is they're always learning. They're never coasting and never think they made it. And that is 100% true. No matter how many deals you've done, no matter how much you think you know, you do not know everything, because real estate is so vast. There's so many channels and different things, so many niches that you can get in real estate that can make you more money. So you always want to be learning. You always want to be perfecting your craft. I'm the type of person, I just don't believe that anybody has mastered 100% everything. Now I feel like you can get really good at some things where you don't necessarily need to spend a bunch of time on it, especially if you've done it for a while and it's just like muscle memory to you. If I had to give an example, just thinking of football. Yeah, I mean, I would do my drills all the time, my L-shaped drills, my cone drills and all of that to work on my speed, work on my agility. And the thing is, because I did it so much, I did it every day. When it came to the games, I didn't really need to prepare too much on specific agility, specific speed, because I had practiced for it so long. So it's going to be the same as that way for you in real estate. You just got to keep on putting in the work, just keep on showing up consistently, and it just becomes easier. But don't think you never made it. Going back to the football example, If I just said, hey, I've been practicing all this long, I don't ever need to practice again. Guess what? As soon as the game starts, I get the ball, boom, I'm getting rocked because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm unprepared for it. Or even I may know what I'm doing, but I'm unprepared for it because my opponent has been preparing for it every single day. So you, as a real estate agent, you need to remember that also. Your opponent is preparing every single day, and they're not preparing for you, they're preparing to take your listing. So what are you gonna do about it?
What are you prepared to do about it?
Here's the thing that I want you guys to take with you forever. Speed is king. Speed is king. Speed is king. I just said it 3 times because I really want to etch it in your brain. I'm going to say it one more time. Speed is king. That's a total of 4 times. Remember, speed is king. Speed to lead is very important. If you are not getting to a lead fast, somebody else is getting to it. And that's your best opportunity to also convert a lead. You got to think, we all have got a random thought. Hey, I want to take a trip somewhere. Hey, I want to do something. And it's just a very random thought. But you may go Google it. You may, start looking for more information on it. When is your best likelihood of purchasing that thing or doing that thing? It's in that exact moment, right? Or very shortly after. As time goes by, you're like, this is actually pretty expensive. This may not be the best investment for me to make. But in that initial moment, you can definitely be converted to a paying customer if a good salesperson gives you a call. So remember, if you take all the tips that we're giving you, you're going to not be just a good salesperson, you're going to be a great salesperson. So great salesperson. As soon as you get a lead that signs up on your site or you get access to, and they're recently looking at making a move, call them ASAP, reach out to them ASAP, try to convert them ASAP. Don't wait. And yes, I'm sorry, even if you got things going on, you should have systems or campaigns, things set in place to make sure that lead is being reached out to very, very quickly, because the longer that lead takes to get responded to, the less likelihood they have of converting. So always remember that speed is king. Now let's talk about building your brand. And this is what I love to talk about, because this is what helped me out as a young real estate agent, 20 years old, when they told me, hey, all you gotta do is cold call and reach out to your sphere. The biggest issue is I didn't have a sphere of influence. Nobody I knew was looking to buy our houses because we were all 18, 19, 20 years old, 21 years old, working at Walmart. So nobody had, any money to buy houses. So you got to build your brand up. And how you can build your brand up, one of the easiest ways now is using social media. And social media, there's so many things that encompass it, whether we're talking Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and whatever new one they come out with in years, because there's going to be a new one. That's just how it goes. Social media, you already have followers, right? If you don't have a social media, I would suggest getting one. All of us, we know some people. So, okay, if you don't have social media right now, get social media and get the people that you know to follow you up there. But for all of us who do have social media, they're already following you. They're already looking at your stuff. So just convert your page to a real estate centric page. And what you want to do is you want to stay top of mind. So a big thing for me is I never really wanted to feel like I was bothering people too much or nothing like that. So I was never that guy that DM people, direct message people and was like, hey, are you looking to buy or sell a house? Or I wasn't commenting on people's stuff, none of that. But what I was doing was posting on my own page, my stories and my feed. I was always posting something real estate. So when people thought of me, instantly they're thinking, hey, this is the guy that does real estate. I just branded myself as your 757 realtor or as a real estate professional in my specific market. So that helped me out a lot too, and not having to do as much follow-up, not having to do as much lead generation, because people knew me from top of mind. Just as soon as they clicked their social media, I was there and I was talking about real estate. So we talked about social media, but just to touch a little bit more on the personal marketing aspect, you always want to be marketing yourself as a real estate professional, not just exclusively on social media, but just going around, just where you're at. As you guys see, I always wear my assets hat. So when people see me, they automatically are thinking assets real estate. So it could be the same way for you. If you have kids, taking them to their games and things like that, just wear your real estate branded apparel. It's a conversation starter at the end of the day. And it's a way to not be as aggressive, I'll say, with your lead generation tactics. If you got some nice branded real estate, that'll help you out a lot into converting leads. And I suggest having something nice. I suggest not having something bland, something plain. Have something eye-catching, eye-popping. We'll put it on the screen, but my first couple of years as a real estate agent, I came up with a very nice design that was more so conducive to my area and one of the popular designs that came out. And I added that to be an extension of my real estate brand. So you can do the same exact thing, and I would suggest you do the same exact thing today. Now, we talked about your branding, we talked about your marketing, and if you follow those steps, you can get a pretty good solid marketing behind you. Like, a lot of people may know your name, you may get thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers. Okay, which is cool, but that doesn't put any money in your pocket as far as real estate closings. So now we need to figure out, how can you actually make money quickly as a real estate agent? And that what leads to mentorship and coaching. If you guys see this polo on, reminds you of a coach, because I stress the importance of coaching in your business and how it's going to impact your business forever. To succeed and be a successful real estate agent, you have to know your metrics and ignore what people are saying about, hey, this is just a gun-ho job where you can do anything you want whenever you want. If you do that, you're gonna stay broke and you're not gonna close as many deals as possible. You gotta think about, how do the best businesses run their business? Because you need to be running this like a real business. How do they run? Are they just randomly waking up, seeing the vibes, and just like, maybe today I'm gonna do this, maybe I'm gonna do that? No, they're not doing that. They have a very specific plan. They have metrics that they track, data, and they also have KPIs. What are KPIs, you may ask? All right, we're getting a little advanced now, but KPIs are key performance indicators. These are things in which you can hold yourself to. So let's talk about some of the KPIs and metrics. All right, as an agent, you have dials. Dials are picking up the phone. How many times are you calling? How many times are you reaching out? We have conversations. So of course you can call, you can reach out, but even if you do 1 million dials in one day, if you didn't talk to anybody, you wasted your time. Now you have to remember though, with conversations, not every single person that you dial is going to pick up, and that's okay, but you still should be tracking how many conversations you're having. Appointments set. So from those conversations, how many appointments did you set? Because it doesn't matter if you talk to a bunch of people. Your goal when you're calling people is to set an appointment, because you need to get them to that further step. If you just want to call people and just talk about dandelions and roses, real estate probably isn't a thing for you. Maybe a different career. All right, so appointments set. Now, appointments met, because you can set all the appointments, but if they ghost you or they don't show up, none of that matters. You need to have appointments met. After appointments met, the next stage is client sign, because cool, all right, you're meeting your appointments, but you need them to sign with you. It's not just enough to set the appointment with them and give them information, but you need them to sign with you, and they transfer from a lead. They were a lead all the way up here, and then when they sign with you, now they officially become your client. All right, cool. Now you have clients. Now you got buyers in the car. Now you got listings in which you're working with. All right, what is the next KPI, next metric that you can track? Showings conducted. This one I would say more so optional for my company. We don't necessarily have it, agents tracking that, but I think this can definitely be helpful to track it though. So whether you're a buyer's agent, you do want to track to see, all right, for this particular buyer, how many showings am I doing for that buyer? And for that other buyer, same thing. So you can kind of see a consensus. Like maybe you might have that one buyer who wants to see 50 properties, and you might have another buyer who sees 2. All right, that's cool. You know, that's reasonable, because everybody's going to be different. But if you have 10 buyers you're working with and every single one of them is seeing 50 properties, all right, you're the problem there. Because as much as we love seeing houses, come on now, let's be real. You don't need to see 50 houses to decide on one. All right, now listings, how you also want to track that too is same opposite side on the listing side. You want to see, all right, how many showings is it taking to get my listing to the next step, which would be under contract, really for a listing specifically. So you can also use that to track to see, all right, am I pricing my properties right? Am I marketing my properties right? So on and so on. If all your properties is taking 1 million showings to get under contract, all right, there's an issue there. All your properties are going under contract with not that many showings. All right, cool, we're good there. Next metric to track, offers written for buyers. So how many offers are you writing for your buyers, and also for yourself? How many offers are you writing for all your collective clients before you get a under contract, you get a ratified contract, as we call it? Your under contracts, you do want to track that also too, because unfortunately not every single thing that goes to contract does go to the next step of closing, and closing is when you get paid. We'll talk about that in a second. So you do want to see, all right, what is necessarily happening there. And if you're having a lot of fall throughs, I would say, of under contracts, then there's an issue there that you definitely want to uncover. I would say, give or take, every 2 out of every 2 transactions, one of those will go from under contract to close. So one may fall through. It's just so many variables, so many factors, and it also depends on your niche and the clientele you're working with. And of course, the last thing is closings, and closings are the end step, but they really matter because this directly controls your income, and it controls actually a lot of things, like really your leverage and your power when it comes to becoming a real estate agent. But these are all things in which you do want to be tracking to be a successful and data-driven business as a real estate agent, which is what you need to have. When you understand these things, this is so helpful for you. So many real estate agents are running around like a chicken with their head cut off, basically. They're just hustling hard. They're doing everything that they can, and they wonder why they can't get ahead. They wonder why they stay at the same place, or actually why they're going down. It's because they are not tracking their metrics. They don't know the information. They don't also know, like, what is my target goal? What am I supposed to be doing for each of these? So at Assets Real Estate, what I do for my agents is, as soon as they sign on, they're provided with business planning that has what are their specific KPIs, and figure out their KPIs. All we do is just work from the bottom up. To be honest with you, we want to figure out what is their income goal. Once we have their income goal, we're going to figure out what is their closing. To figure out how many closes that they need to have, we're going to figure out, okay, how many under contracts are they getting? Now we have their under contracts. Okay, to know how many under contracts you need to get, you need to go to offers written. To know how many offers written, you're going to go to client signed. Client signed, you go to appointments met to appointments set to conversations to dials. And we do this specifically to see, okay, exactly what they need to do per year, what they need to do per month, what they need to do per week, and even what they need to do per day. So each agent has a specific plan that says, all right, today, for example, I need to do 70 dials and I need to hit 2 appointments and have 1 appointment met, because this will lead to my goal of X amount of closings for the year. And that's just, of course, dependent on the agent and the specific agent's business model and business planning. So I suggest, again, heavily, if you have not invested into your KPIs and metrics yourself, you need to do that. And don't believe the people out here saying that you don't do that. Ask them, check your bank accounts. They are not making real money. I promise you that. The agents who are winning the most aren't much different from anybody else. They're just the most consistent and the most prepared. And you can be that too. If you want a proven daily plan that top agents are using to close more deals, I put together the Top Producer Real Estate Daily Schedule. And guess what? I'm going to give it to you for free. All you got to do is click the link below in the description and you can get that for free. And if you're interested in anything else in real estate or real estate investing, make sure you watch the next video.